How to get strong and fit fast. So, one day you woke and all of a sudden decided to construct muscle tissues to refresh your appearance. This article will clarify to you everything you have to understand ways to create muscle tissues. The first factor you have to give consideration to for creating muscles is usually to have a suitable diet program. In short, to not confuse eating adequately with eating healthful, despite the fact that eating healthful is as very important as consuming correctly. Be sure that to possess an eating program with particular needs so as to effectively make your muscle tissues. You should consume enough kilocalories within every day to create muscle tissues. If you are nevertheless critical about creating muscle tissues, it's stated which you should really ensure to take up the very least 150 g of necessary protein every day. Do not panic once you hear you must consume 160 g of essential protein per day, given that you don't have to eat all 150 grams in one sitting. Give consideration to eating up to 40 grams of protein each and every 3 hours. This way you will attain up to 145 g of everyday protein intake. Bear in mind that adequate consumption of carbohydrates is as critical as sufficient use of healthy proteins. Carbohydrate-wealthy breakfasts are recommended for muscle developing. Have oneself a carb-wealthy meal right after your onerous workout to feed your tired muscle tissues with sugar. Also keep in mind that at least 30% of your calories needs to be created out of wholesome fats. Be certain to contain sufficient veggies and fruits inside your eating plan for muscle constructing. Just make sure that to consume snacks between every important meal, and also you may have an effective consuming plan for muscle developing. When building your eating strategy, it's best to make sure to consist of several different food products. Moreover, to following a particular eating plan, you will find other points you have to be careful about if you are significant about muscle developing. You should under no circumstances miss out in your weekly operate outs at the health club. If you're hold on carrying out the exact same simple exercises in the health club, your muscle strength won't strengthen. One other point to think about is to maintain a balance while you are carrying out workouts. You might end up facing with harm if you function too considerably on one muscle and not sufficiently on one other. You'll want to know that creating muscles demands persistence and difficult function. You'll want to cease generating excuses in order to not go to the gym. Furthermore, to all of the items explained above, you might also think about applying muscle building supplements. They say muscle developing process becomes less complicated and faster when one makes use of muscle building vitamin supplements. You could pick to make use of whey necessary protein for muscle constructing, as you are able to consume this necessary protein at breakfast or pursuing a function out session. Multivitamins are also viewed as one from the muscle developing vitamin supplements. Utilizing creatine as a muscle-building supplement is an additional method to develop muscle tissues quicker. Employing creatine helps your cells to create much more ATP and permit your muscle tissues to complete a lot more repetitions and sets of a certain physical exercise. It is also very essential to look after the physique following a hard exercise.